yetu kazi, tutatembea hiyo Mount Kenya.
Ulisema hujui kama Rigathi anafikiria ni yako na makende bili wengine hawana. Nataka nikwambie, hata kama uko na makende yako ni saizi ya sugura. Kuna wanaume wako na makende na hawaongei. Kwa hivyo usituletee upuzi wako.
Oscar Sudi, unajuanga huanga unadhania unaweza win kila kitu. Yaani uamke asubuhi moja uanze kufikiria tu juu ya kende za watu jamani. Unataka kuzinyonya? Or what is your problem with Mount Kenya resident peanuts? Hata kama ni ndogo sini zao. Hawajakuomba usaidizi. Kama unataka kuzikula usiwaambie. Mbona shinda ukishindilia hii kitu? Mbona ushinde ukidiscuss hii kitu? Kwa nini inakuuma aje? Na huyu jamani kana kwa na machungu na Uhuru na anakuwa na machungu na Gachagua na anakuanga na uchungu na watu wa Mount Kenya. Because each and every particular day you listen to Oscar Sudi, he appears to be so bitter. Anakuanga nikaa anakuwa amekula mademu na pilipili. You know? Ushaimsikia? Alafu mdomo ni ile tu anaongea tu venye anataka. That's why hata Gen Z wamekasirika venye wamekasirika. These are the type of leaders wenye wanachochea watu huko kwa ground venye wataiba kura 2027. The same Oscar Sudi. But let me warn Oscar Sudi on this particular issue because you need to be warned. Mbona unaleta mambo zako zote na mafeelings zako zote kwa former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta? Enda ujue kuna akina Gachagua, but why bother ushinde ukichokoza Uhuru Kenyatta? Ukiamuka ukienda choo umehara Uhuru Kenyatta. Left, right and center Uhuru Kenyatta. Kwani Uhuru is your ex na tujuangi? Mbona unakuanga na mafeelings hivyo? Let me tell you this. You will keep trying and trying. Lakini hakuna hata time huyo president wenu atakuwa kama yeye. I'm just telling you the truth. Hakuna time huyo president wa kwenu atawahi kaa Uhuru. Uhuru ako na heshima zake. And he is retired. So let him stay retired. And talking about that, Gen Z demonstrations are back. And what happened yesterday was unrelatable. Kuna vitu tunaangalia hivi tunaona hawa ni goons ambao wanatumangwa na kina Sudi na Sakaja. Hawa magoons ati gari zimechomeka CBD. Tangu lini ushaisikia Gen Z amebeba kiberiti ya kwenda kuwasha gari? Hiyo gari ililipuliwa na tear gas moja. Kwa hivyo zilikuwa zimemwagiliwa petrol zote. Tukaangalia hizo number plate kwa NTSA radar. Uconfirm hizi magari enyewe zina exist ama ni sisi tunachezewa ama? Kwenda kuangalia hii magari hai exist. In fact ilikuwa imeletwa usiku ili kuchochea na kuleta violence. Wakati askari waliona na hapa Gen Z leo wametushinda, leo Gen Z wako na mioto. Do you know chenye walirealize? Chenye walifanya? Waliona mmekuja sana. Wacha tuziwache. Just imagine ati kulikuanga kuna somo budget na hakuna mtu anakumbuka mambo ya budget hivi. All of the people were concentrating to get justice for our own guy Albert Ojwang. And let me tell you, sinjui nini munaficha juu ya huyu Rangat? Nini hamtuambii kuhusu yeye? Because munaficha information yake. Yani information yake imefichwa kaa bangi. Yani unaamuka hivi unajiuliza, kwani nini president unaogopa kufaya normal DIG? Si ni mtu wa kawaida kama mtu kamoja? Mbona kwani kuna kitu unaficha? Is there something that you don't want us to know? You know, si tunajuanga sana. Ukiguza kidonda inakuanga kichungu sana. So sisi labda unajua hakuna mtu wanga anapenda kidonda. But tumeguza kidonda ya mtu. So anasikia na hapo panauma. Lakini tunakuambia itabidi uzoee. Starting with this particular case, I want to show this to you. because I know a lot of you don't have this information, and I'm just here to show you what was happening. The plate number of the cars zenye zilichomeka at the scene, one of them was the plate number KAR 936D, which was deleted from the NTSA system back in 2017. Because hii gari ilifutwa on 2017, sikuni maanisha ilikuanga written off, that number plate ilikuanga written off na ilikuanga kwa a government yard. Ni zile zinashikangwa na county government, zingine zinashikwa na polisi because maybe zilikuwa zimeenda kuuza bangi isiyo sijui wapi. Do you know those particular cars? Sasa wakati ziliwekwa pale station, wakaona hai, na hizi tunaweza ziamukia asubuhi. Akina Mosia wacha kujifanya sijui uko very innocent. You know what was happening. Tutafika hata huko kwa garbage, tuseme nani aliangusha takataka, because kuna mahali kuna ka evidence watu wangu. It's going to be interesting. Hii nayo mtapenda. Hii nayo mtapenda because you are going to know the truth. The second car, it originally belonged to a 206 Isuzu lorry, plate number KBR 954G, was removed from records in 2020 and was previously assigned to a Naroki line 14-seater matatu. Alafu ilichomeka. Hizo gari zilikuwa pamoja. These vehicles were planted and torched to create a false narrative of chaos. That is the truth. It is a desperate attempt by the state to shift attention away from the real issue, Albert Ojwang murder, and paint protesters as violent. Don't fall for it. That is the case. Hii gari zote hata zikachomwa hapa mkionanga moto ukawaka. Ilipigwa tear gas moja. Unaona penye tear gas wanga inaruka. Pop! Zote zikawaka moto hivi. Because zilikuwa zimemwagiliwa mafuta. Na ni wakati polisi waliona, na hapa jenzi wametukanyanga. So wakaona, na hapa si tutachoma picha. Kabla wachome picha wakafanya ile kitu. My guys, those are the kind of the things that happen today. And that is not all. I wanna dive on what was happening for the whole day. There's this particular guy by the name George Rangat. He has been pushing for this particular agenda. Has stepped down. Yes, he's criminal. And the IPOA has confirmed that everyone involved in the arrest and transfer and detention of the late Albert Ojwang, including DIG Eliud Rangat, will be required to record a statement as investigation into his death in police custody gain momentum. My guys, what do you think about that? Because according to me, hapa ni pahali tunaangaliana, tunaona na hapo mnachezewa karata. Because hii ni karata sasa inachezwa. Na niliwaambianga karata ya gava, saa zingine hawatumiangi hapa, wanashikangwa hivi tu kuku. Check out this. This is a video that is proving that George Mosia was involved in the guns that were surrounding Nairobi. You see that guy with a jumper? That is Mosia. The way you have noticed that is Mosia is the way he looks. If you can zoom on, that is the picture of Mosia. Noting even the watch he is wearing at the right hand, the same watch that he was captured with Moses Masika Wetangula. Crazy situation. I tell you, this is EMK. We keep on exposing the bad deeds that are happening in our society. So if you have not subscribed, please do so, because that is the one thing that you need to do. Keep showing support to us. We are still going to show you another video where George Mosia were attacking hotel. It is not usual, but this guy is just a criminal, but keeps on pretending how good he is. Mimi ni katibu wa mazingira wa Nairobi. Wana venye naangalia. Look at him trying to attack people at CBD Nairobi, ordinary protesters. So I can definitely say that Sakaja na magonzi wake waliweza kuattack watu Nairobi. This is crazy. Leo in fact tumekuwa pia gas, hata sauti yetu imepotea. That's no problem. We are going to tell you what is happening. In that particular video, you see criminals working with broad-based government regime to suppress protesters in the CBD. And one of the guys, I guess, is Mosia. Maybe ni katibu wa mazingira huku Nairobi, but he is the one who is working with goods. Maybe you are asking yourself, how did you know that is Mosia? Details. You know, hapo kitambo kuna picha Mosia aliweza kupigwa. And this particular picture alipigangwa wakiwa na Wetangula. Na wakiwa na Wetangula, mkononi mwake, hii mkono alikuwa amevalia saa. That is not common to all people. Sasa hebu chukua hivyo venye amevalia kwa hiyo mkono tu. Alafu kwa hii picha nyingine amevalia kwa hiyo mkono tu wakati ameungana na guns. Alafu ukimwangalia body size fit inatoshana. Mandevu ni zile zile za Katombi. Oh my god. Sasa hapa tutasaidiana aje? Because devil zina maji. Kama tuseme sio Mosia, lakini nyinyi mmejua ni nani? My guys, what would Sakaja Johnson send criminals with weapons to beat up and maim innocent, peaceful and young protesters, calling for justice for a basically teacher, Albert Ojwang, who was brutally tortured and murdered by the police in Central Police Station or in the city of Nairobi? Did Sakaja really show those crocodile tears when she was meeting Albert's family? Hadi akakuta bibi ya Albert akamwambia, nitakusomeshea huu mtoto usikuwe na shida. Sakaja, wewe unakuanga mkora tu. In fact, kama kuna mtu anaamini Sakaja, alafu unaenda hapo kiamini, Sakaja can do better. Sakaja will not do better. Because hajaifanya better. This is not the first time. Sakaja mwenye alikuwa anamwagia KPLC sewage takataka in the middle of their offices headquarter. Na hiyo ndio mnasema Sakaja anakuanga na akili kweli? The same Sakaja. We know mwenye alikuwa anatumia Gachagua goons wa mchape. You know, na alituma hao magoons na deputy inspector general. Si hata wewe ulikuanga kwa hiyo mix? DIG akaambia askari wasiende. Unakumbuka hiyo Sunday kwenye kulikuanga na zogo? Was it in Zimmerman? Hamkumbukangi hata hiyo? Na huyo governor wetu wa Nairobi ni notorious. Our governor of Nairobi. Ni mkora tu.
Record bro.
Mimi Hanifa na unanitaja jina ya nini shenzi?
Bro sijifichi kuja sana.
Mbona tuandike mtu wako kwa restaurant shwali?
Umbwa. Watoto wangu wanakufa vibaya kuma mamako wewe.
Kama
nimenyoa.
Kama muogopi kujeni hapa tutamaliza.
Umbwa, watoto wangu wanakufa vibaya. Motherfucker. Bro, kuja solo. Siweke na uno chini. Nataka niingize huyo jamaa. Ingia kama uko na nguvu.
Waoga mnafunika sura, kwendeni huko.
Umbwa.
But it depends ako chama gani. I can clearly see criminals, goons being sent or sponsored by county government of Nairobi to bring chaos. I guess hata ni wao tu walileta ile gari. Na nikashindwa, mbona mapipa za takataka zimetoanishwa kwote zikawekwa kwa barabarani? Nani alikuwa haja na takataka? Na sisi tuko tumeenda hapo juu ya justice. So someone is praying us, and that particular person, nikiangalia vizuri, niweze kuzoom, niangalia hata presence of evidence, inaangukia kwa Sakaja jamani. Sakaja sasa hapa utajitoa aje? Because tushakupata. Na hiyo ni evidence. It is quite well visible. You know, Sakaja. Yeah, hey. Well, let me tell you this. The message is clear. And the protesters are always peaceful. Hata next week, sijui sasa maandamano mengine next itakuwa Sunday ama itakuwa Monday, Tuesday. I don't know. But najua streets zitakuwa zimejaa. Yani itakuwa times 2. Watu leo walikuwa wameenda kutest mitambo. Ama watu on Thursday walikuwa wameenda kutest mitambo. Kuuzanisha mawaya wasikie hii. Tukiingia huko next week, itakuwa aje? Next week huo tutavamiwa ama kutakuwa? Unaona hawa watu mnaona walikuwa wengi. By the way, there was a lot of people. Na polisi wamehangaishwa. Ukiona polisi wakifikia to a certain place hadi wanachoma magari ili kuoneke kama waandamanaji ndio wenye makosa kubwa. Jua something is not right. Just note that. It's not a big detail. Just note that something is not right. And I want to show you this. I don't know if you looked carefully at the protesters today. And by the way, have you asked yourself this? This country belongs to 55 million Kenyans or more. And they want the implicated Deputy Inspector General of Police to vacate office and be prosecuted. Why is it so difficult for one person against 55 million Kenyans? Why? Why is it so important that a whole president of a country wanna side with these particular people? This is crazy. I've never even heard about this for a long time. But today, we had a president who is trying in each and every particular manner to cover DIG Lagat. Why is he so afraid of kutoa kaka mtu nje akaambie wewe songa enda early retirement? Mbona anashtuka hivyo na ni mapema? Ama wako kwa project. You know, I have been listening to Rigathi Gachagua, and Gachagua hajaificha. Gachagua anatuambianga DIG Lagat is the head of a killer squad. I saw the headline today of Standard Nation, na walikuwa wameandika DIG Lagat is the killer squad head boss. So the boss who was keep on alikuanga referred pale kwa Central Police Station. Ulikuwa unakaa hivi unasikia watu pale Central Police Station wakisema DIG Lagat ni mkubwa. Kuna mkubwa nilipigia simu akaniambia tulete huyu jamaa ndani, awekwe ndani. You know, hebu jiulizeni hiyo maswali by the way. Utakuja kunote huyu mkubwa si mwingine is DIG Lagat. Mbona aka-attend that particular press briefing na alikuwa anatafuna hapo bubblegum vibaya sana. Ukimwangalia nikaa alikuwa anajishuku, hakuwa hata comfortable kukaa hapo. Kuna kitu kitu ilikuwa inamsumbua. Kuna kitu ilikuwa inamwambia nitoboe ama nisitoboe jamani. Kwani nikitoboa utafaint. Yeah? Yaani kuna kapepo fulani kalikuwa kanamsumbua that particular moment. Ukimwangalia so careful. And then all of a sudden, Karen Nyamo amebadilisha venye alikuwa ameongea. Sasa ashakuwa opposite. Mimi naona kaa Karen Nyamo ni fiatu fulani. Tunaweza kaa hapa tudhani yange Karen Nyamo anakuanga normal lakini mimi sioni. Ile speech tena alitoa jana sio yenye alikuwa ametoa juzi. Juzi alikuwa amekuja kukera hii familia. But today today hata anajiandika justice for Albert, #justice for Albert. Na akaandika hivi, the Senate today and the National Assembly grilled the CS for Internal Security, IG Kanja, DCI Boss Amin, and IPOA Vice Chair, Madam Wanjiku, over the tragic death of Albert Omondi Ojwang. The word that vanished like the aviator plane is uncompressed. Justice for Albert. Jamani, Karen Nyamo. Hata unaweza jiuliza, huu ni mwenye alikuwa ameandika comment ingine majuzi. Anyway, ninge comment kwa hiyo story but nimekumbuka Karen Nyamo ni donzi fulani. Ananga akili ilipotea kitambo. So nikaona hakuna haja ya kushinda hapa tukibishana. And for your information, my guys, I wanna say this. There is a video where a jubilant Ariel Drangat was all smiles, unaware that a few weeks later he would be thrust into a national scandal surrounding blogger Albert Ojwang's death. I wanna tell you this. I think this is the last video of Rangat smiling because naona maisha yake sasa taingia hivi. Itakuwa hivi. Because na yeye pale, hii lazima wananchi wamfinye because amefanya unyama. Na mtu akifanya unyama hivi ndivyo huanga anafanya. On the other hand, I wanna speak about today's demonstration in another way that nyinyi hamuijui. Leo si complain my guys. Complain. But see, Oscar Sudi is kind of a reader that you can generally say that he is an idiot. Because the kind of speeches that he keep on giving, there are two types of readers who their mouth is so hogwash. And I will not hesitate calling out their names. One guy is Farah Maharim. Second one, Oscar Sudi. The third one is Moses Kuria. The speeches from this particular type of readers, I don't understand. Kazi wanga wanafikia, kende, sijua nakaka, peanuts, you know, the borehole. Hizo ndizo zinakuanga, yani matusi kwao ndio tu inakuanga sherehe. Hakuna kitu ingine inakuwa imejaza. Just imagine mwanawe mzima unakaa hivi ukaanza kufikiria makende tu ya neighbor. What is that? That is even disgusting. Oscar Sudi, do you belong to that particular group, community? Why are you so interested in men's peanuts? What do you want to do with those particular peanuts? You want to suck them? Or what is your own problem? Maybe you wanna know about it because you are so interested about it. But you know what? I keep on telling you, never joke with Mount Kenya residents because there is going to be a whole comeback. And the comeback on this particular matter was so interesting. Did you hear that particular Mount Kenya Was it MCA who came back and told Oscar Sudi, you are talking about men's peanuts, but your peanuts look like those of a rabbit. Can you imagine? A rabbit bwana. Na ndivyo Oscar Sudi umetupigia huku kelele. Watu wa Mount Kenya. Naweza wapinya hivi inatoshana hivi. Alafu sasa yako ukaambiwa inatoshana ya sungura. Sasa utaambia nani watu? Utaambia nini watu? My guys, Oscar Sudi, you need to get life. Because tu vitu twingine unaropokangwa huku ukiwa umejamjab, miwanga na kuangalia hivi na sasa haka, you know, angalia venye sasa gava yenu inafanya. Your government is so poor. And I want to talk about what transpired yesterday because it was amazing. During the protest, kuna magari zilichomwa na watu huku wanashinda wakiambiwa, unaona hizo magari zilichomwa? Ati ni jenzi walichoma. Hapana. Were you not live to observe this? Those particular two cars were the let me confirm the number plates because I don't want to bring out here hearsay. But the truth of the matter is, it was a setup. The person who was responsible for that is Johnson Sakaja. Sakaja had praised those particular cars. One of the car was KAL 936D. Let me say this. The banning of vehicles today at the CBD or yesterday at the CBD, it was part of the coordinated state operation meant to discredit the peaceful protest demanding justice for Albert Ojwang. This was not the work of genuine protesters. Hakuna protester alienda akachoma gari. Hii gari zilikuwa zimewekwa mafuta huku juu, ilikuwa imemwagiliwa mafuta. Sasa askari akarusha ile tear gas. Sikwanga inalipuka hivyo kama moto. Ikalipukia kwa hizo magari zote tatu. Na ukiangalia number plates za hizo gari tatu, they don't exist in the NTSA radar. So inataka kukushow aje? Hii vitu ilikuwa imepangwa ili kupaint out that Gen Z ni wabaya, wale watu wana support Uhuru na wana support Gachagua ni wabaya. That was not the case. Mbona serikali mnajiaibisha hivi? Hata hamna adabu. Kujiaibisha each and every particular day. Anyway, maandamano ilikuwa successful. Hata mshinde hapa mgize. It was so successful. Just imagine, Gen Z waliweza kutuma message and not this. Not this. Ndio maandamano inaanza. As gone. Shit. Autopsy report of today. You know, the way it was written, they were using the doctor's handwriting. You know, back in school, we were being told that doctors write or always write in a way that you cannot be able to see. But you know, we are so lucky because we found another doctor who was able to try and figure out what was happening in this particular report, and he definitely wrote all those particular points, explaining all of them. So I'm going to read them detail by detail. So today at the what you call Nairobi Funeral Home, Itambo, it was called the City Mortuary of Nairobi. But nowadays I have heard that the name has been changed to Nairobi Funeral Home. Crazy. Today the post-mortem was being done and it was performed by 5 pathologists. And Johansen Odo, that is the chief government pathologist, was not part of the crew because he was a part of the family. Yesterday night, he had just withdrew from that particular, post-mortem. He didn't want to lie about it. And from the autopsy, what we have heard, what we have seen, I can definitely come out and tell you that it didn't lie even a single thing. I told you I saw the body of Albert, and The way it looked, it clearly appeared that someone somewhere was involved in doing this. He didn't do it by himself. Someone killed him. Someone strangled him until he was dead. I want to go deep down in this particular report, and on page 1 of this particular report, I want to go to the part where there is a lot of information. That is the internal appearance of the body. So the doctors had to cut through all and do the postmortem. Postmortem is definitely surgery, and then you analyze the whole body. You know? Do you see that? For your information, for those particular people who didn't take biology and chemistry seriously, you cannot understand the end, you cannot fathom this. But I'm going to explain like a retro chart so that you can definitely know what was happening. So, from the internal appearance of the body, the respiratory system, left side internal hemorrhage between rib 6 and rib 7. There was an internal hemorrhage between rib 6 and rib 7. Number 2, cardiovascular system. We had a normal heart and great vessels. So at the cardiovascular system, that is the heart system, there was no any problem. So we have started with the respiratory system. That's it. Then we went to cardiovascular system. Now we dive into number 3, digestive system. And from the digestive system of this particular body, stomach, pancreas, liver, and bladder, the gallbladder appear normal, but the bowel had hemorrhage internal. It had bleeded internally somehow with irregular tears. The bowel hemorrhage with irregular tears. Number 4, we have discussed about genital system. Now let us go to number 4, that is genital urinary system. I know this looks like a class. Right now we are like discussing about something to do with the human body. But this is the autopsy, the full autopsy of the body. So for the genital urinary system, it was bleeding on the right side of the pelvic bone, hematoma. It was bleeding on the right side of the pelvic bone. Pelvic bone yenye inakuanga imeshika haga. Do you understand that? Or you don't know these particular whole things about it? Okay, but I have really tried and explained the whole situation about this. So, we have tackled all these particular things: respiratory system, cardiovascular system, digestive system, the genital urinary system. Now here is the big deal. Number 5, the part that had a lot of issues. The part where led to a lot of questions. And we had a lot of questions more than answers. That is the head. Both sides, that is bilateral. Bilateral means 2 sides. It had deep subdural hematoma. Deep subdural hematoma. The neck had linear bruises on the posterior side, possibly due to ligature or strangulation. You have to listen to that. The neck had linear bruises, possibly due to ligature or strangulation. He was strangled to death. I keep on telling you about that. So the only thing that you need to is to listen. Now let us go to the central nervous system, the CNS. It had a lot of bruising on both angles of the mandible jaw. My God. My God. The central nervous system had bruising on both angles of the mandible jaw. Number 7, the spinal column had a submucosal bruises 3 centimeters each. Upper right cervical region had hematoma. Listen to that. spinal cord, appears to be injured, illegible signature nearby. And then we went ahead and the pathologists, both of them, 5 of them, agreed to this particular whole thing. The cause of death. The cause of death of Albert was this: head injury due to blunt force trauma and neck compression. This points to violent physical trauma, including head injuries and neck compression, possible strangulation or hanging as the cause of death. And for your information, so that we can keep on following for this particular thing, some particular specimens were taken for further examination. These were the specimens that were being taken for further examination. One particular types of specimen were taken to a private laboratory, other were taken ahead to government laboratory for analyzing this. So they took blood, stomach and contents, a piece of the liver, vitreous humor, they take a heart tissue, they take some part of the lungs, spleen, brain parts, urine, and then they took thoracic vertebrae. So for your information, the other thing that I left out is number 12, that is the spinal cord. So, and I have definitely told you that some were taken to the government chemists and all pathologists, so for further analysis. Other note to note from that particular whole thing, there are multiple lacerations and bruises over the body indicating assault. This report was given out by Dr. Bernard Media on the 10th, 6th month, which is this particular month, on 6th month. Oh my God. English, you wanna disappoint me? I wanna shrub again. Okay, but it was documented by the Nairobi County government, and definitely you definitely call it Nairobi Funeral Home, or the city mortuary, whatever you wanna call it. And we wanna summarize the whole report because you are not able. Because according to the photo that we shown you about the whole report, I definitely know that you don't understand even a single handwriting or a single symbol from that particular handwriting. But yeah, I want to ask, why doctors do you keep on writing in that particular funny language? Because back in high school, I remember my 2 friends went ahead to be, one was went ahead to study for a doctor of head. He was a head. I don't know what is being called. I know I was not good in those particular subjects, but I can't remember that. And he had a good handwriting at that particular moment. But right now, I saw his report. The handwriting was awful. It was awful. And by the way, he was the one who was playing this particular part of explaining all this. And I'm happy to have a classmate who understand this. It's quite a sad day. People have been in the streets from morning to evening, and they did some particular candle writing at the central police base. And I want to ask myself this, because I keep on asking myself this. There is a lot of happening. There is a lot of things happening, and people are keeping silent on this. People are silenced on this particular whole matter. Just come out, talk about it. Don't shy away from saying the truth. Let us come back together, expose this particular government because it has been misbehaving. I want to say that the government is misbehaving, and if we don't want to have a serious bad situation 2 years to come, we need to change the situation right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I've introduced myself. My good name is Andre Jenga, and this is definitely EMK, Eve Media Kenya. Definitely have given you about that particular whole report that you have been waiting for. I know you are ready for this particular conversation. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us dive on what has been happening. People have been threatened by the government. If you come out to talk about this, if you come out to point out the problem that is there, you are being taken away. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment that we should not relent. We should not back down. We should not back down. This is the time to show them that we can be able to control the narrative. Do you remember that particular famous saying by Desmond Tutu? I cannot recall it very quite, well, but I remember Desmond Tutu said this. If, my guys, I want all Kenyans to listen this. If you decide to keep quiet when oppression is taking place, you have decided to side with the oppressors. If you decided to slow down and back down from what is happening right now, you decided to keep silent about the genocides that are happening in Kenya, the targeted genocides, the targeted mass destruction of property, the mass abduction of young kids, it means that you have decided to support it. This is our country. We need to support it. And we have to question the authority. We have to keep on questioning them. Because I want to know, who is this particular Deputy Inspector General who is above the law? Who believes that he can take any action to anyone in this particular country without any consequence? Who do you think he is? Who has been giving out these particular orders? We have to know that, because I keep on saying that so that we can know the problem, so that we can be able to solve the situation, we have to address the problem. There is a famous another saying that says that when we lose our fear, they lose their power. When we definitely lose our fear of, not shying off again, we need to address this. We need to tell the government, shame on you. We need to address this particular leaders who keep on thinking that they are untouchable. The other day I saw them driving another narrative of giving out border borders, of bringing out tribalism, natures and what, giving out beans to the community, trying to bribe them, trying to silence them, trying to be good to them to cover the bad things they have done. They are trying all the things to keep hold of you. But I want to tell you this. Don't back down. Come out straight. Talk about this. Talk about what is happening. Address them. Because if you don't address them, who is going to address and entertain you? No one. Another controversial report that we have received early on Tuesday morning, it is quite controversial, quite debatable. There is this particular famous Benga Mogiri singer, Samido Moshoki Moraya. So they wanna arrest this particular guy because he has not reported for work. And let me give you what happened. After Samido joined the Wamonyoro side, and when definitely I keep on saying Wamonyoro side, that is the side that Rigathi Gachagua is supporting. and came out and sang one famous song called One Time. Immediately he said one time, and when you try to derive the meaning of one time, it sincerely means that President William Samoei Ruto and other particular leaders from UDA are going to serve Kenya for one term. There is no second time. And because they are already halfway their tenure of one term, there is no any other particular way to finish Samido rather than transferring him. So he was working right at the capital city of Kenya, that is Nairobi City, and then he was transferred to Gilgil to a place whereby they keep on saying that there is a lot of theft of cows, livestock in general. So he was admitted to the anti livestock, something to do anti livestock police unit. It is called ASTUK, anti stock theft unit in Baringo, and praised under the office of Gilgil, something to do with that. But Samido is so wise. Immediately he was given that particular transfer, he went ahead and asked for permission to go out for a leave. A leave is what you definitely call is it a holiday? Huh? A paid holiday. And he was given 2 weeks, 14 days. That is 14 days. He went ahead and extended, instead of staying at that particular instead of staying for 2 weeks, he extended with another 10 days. But I heard he had asked for permission. Definitely, you know, this particular cruel police officer, he had asked for permission. But the police boss keep on thinking that this guy need to go. He need to calm down. Because number one, he is a police officer. And also, he is supporting the public. But my biggest question is, you want to tell me that the police do not vote? The moment he was saying that one term or 2 terms, which if it can be taken to court, it will be rendered useless, because there is nothing so serious about that particular statement. There's nothing serious about it. The thing is, the police, you know, there's someone behind all this particular drama. There's someone pushing for the arrest of Samido Mushoki. There's someone who is trying to silence this particular singer. And the funny thing, I was checking at his Facebook account, and my guys, do you know this particular dude is being followed by more than 2.1 million Kenyans? Then you go and check other pages of like of the president, and you see the numbers. Samido Mushoki is way better. He has a lot of numbers compared to this particular politician. So I can generally say that he is so famous. He is so famous, and that is the thing they are afraid of. They are afraid of that Samido is going to turn his 2 million followers and to change their mind of not supporting the government and head out to support the opposition. So the government is trying, very desperate. The government is trying to force this particular guy out of the Benga Mogili music. They are trying so hard to force him not to support. Oh my God. Even I don't know. So maybe you are asking yourself, where did Samido go? Oh, okay. This is it. Samido had a lot of information on what was going to transpire. This is several days after attending a house party, which looked like a tribal something like that, at Karen, where there is the residence of the Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, and he was seen there, but he was forced. to be there. Because early in the morning, before he went at Karen, he had posted this particular script or this particular thing on his Facebook. He said, if I'm going to die, this is what he said, if I'm going to die, tell my sons and my daughters that I tried the best. You can remember that particular post. I just posted the other week, last week. It is not even far. You can check it out down below. It is right there. My guys, it is so crazy. So crazy. That his life was in danger and he was trying to talk out something. But we could not understand that particular moment. We could not see what was happening. Oh my. We could not see it, my guys. I was just checking out on his Facebook page and I wanna say what is happening. There is a lot of things happening right now. A lot of things are happening. You know? And let me tell you this. There's something to do with Albert that you wanna see. It is a quick update at 12:37 p.m. on Saturday. Albert Ojwang sent a WhatsApp message, not knowing it will be his last message. He was arrested and died in police custody. And I love these details in the comment section. I have seen his father crying out. Can you imagine a whole father is crying for his only son? Remember, he is the only son of Mzee Meshack Opio. It is quite sad. A father's in pain after losing his only son. He had thought that he would finally enjoy his later life after investing everything in his son, raising him to become a man of his own. The son succeeded, became a teacher, and the father was overjoyed. Then the killing happened. Let us go back to Samido's Mushoki story. Immediately, Samido realized that the government is planning to put him in a ton of event because 2 days ago, we saw all the Mount Kenyan artists, especially who were present on Karen's event. A lot of them disappeared because they feared what was going to happen. So the other bunch that did not disappear went ahead and visited William Samoei Ruto at State House, and according to the photos they were taking, they look so sad. They were not happy about it. Like they were losing it. And they could not do, they could definitely see it. And for your information, maybe if Samido could be in Kenya, could be in that particular meeting. I know a lot of you ask him, where is Samido? Samido, his family, his first family, because Samido is or was a polygamist. He had 2 wives, but right now he has divorced Karen Nyamu. Karen Nyamu, the senator, who is talking like I don't know, like someone who is so high, like someone who is in drugs, because he is talking carelessly. She is talking so bad that you can't believe that this is Karen Nyamu, especially addressing Kenyans in that particular manner. It has even started to bother us. We started to ask, what is wrong with Karen Nyamu? Is Karen Nyamu quite okay, or there must be something that is bothering her? Because he keep on shouting, talking like a sheep. I'm sorry to say that, but it is what she keeps on putting outside. Quite sad. So sad, my guys. So, my guys, Samido went ahead to see her first wife and his kids. The wife is called Eddie Derito, She lives in US. I don't wanna say the place that she lives because that is personal information. I don't wanna to talk so much about it because of the Code 5 of Americans law. So if you know, you know. If you know, you know. You don't talk too much about that. So Samido has been out there in America enjoying life with his own family when this particular report came out early on Tuesday. And it is quite sad. It is quite sad. I see a lot of your own messages saying that the man braved the crowds of tear gas and charged fiercely at the armed police officers like a hungry lion, prompting them to retreat. Video in the comment section. So it's another video of a clip of a brave man, Nakuru man, charging at a police during protest using a machete. Obviously, I cannot show a video like that because there is use of weapons, and here on our YouTube, we don't show those particular things. So that particular Nakuru man is viewed saying that usinijaribu imani. Nakuru man bravery confronts armed policemen with machete and they had to run away. Oh my God. There is a lot has been happening during the whole day, you know, and my guys, even I don't know what to add on this particular situation. My guys, what are your views on this? Because let me say this. A grieving father has dropped a passionate call to action to the president. Will he act? Albert Ojwang's father is seeking justice after his son died while in police custody. But it is allegedly police custody. Because I want to believe because Albert Ojwang was not recorded anyway from the OB, that is the occurrence book, at Central Police Station. He was not. Because they did not like anything to do with him. What was happening behind the scenes? Was this particular guy killed, then transported back to, for non-issues, was handed over by DCI? Because he was arrested by DCI, but we later see this particular kind of information that he was removed from Central Police Station, then taken to this particular Bagathi hospital. But arriving on Bagathi hospital, he was confirmed dead. It's quite crazy. So crazy. I cannot believe that we are living in this particular era. I could not help myself when I saw this particular father crying very painfully, weeping out. So crazy. And I have definitely not seen a lot of readers coming out to say anything about it, especially Raila Amolo Odinga, after being pushed by a lot of people. People keep on pushing about these narratives. They want to know what is happening. They want to know the truth. So they kept on pushing for this particular conversation. They wanted to hear from Baba, and Baba did not release a statement. In fact, he wrote a statement instead of coming out talking. And I was like, so you wanna tell me that the chief opposition leader from Azimio, that is Raila Amolo Odinga, cannot come out to talk or defend anyone or to talk about the police brutality because he is part and parcel of the system? He must be so ignorant. I have seen a lot of people dying, but this particular mzee keep on pretending like he is just there for the people, but I don't think he is there for the people. He is there to take some particular part home. He is just there to take piece of the government. I know. He wanted the piece of law for the whole bread. That's why we have nicknamed it bread-based government. It is not broad, it is bread. Because all they keep on thinking is about eating, 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 eating. I'm going to eat this, you are going to eat that. You know, that is the thing that is happening. If we don't come out to talk about the situation, I don't know. In fact, the only person that I have seen talk about it, I think it's Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua. I want to read that particular post about him. So please bear with me. And by the way, do you remember the Tuesday? Is it Tuesday or Monday? Mhm. Do you remember the Monday's headline, the Standard newspaper? That is the post that Rigathi Gachagua was talking about. So this is what Rigathi Gachagua said. I want us to analyze this particular information. Albert Ojwang's brutal murder in the hands of the police officers has revived the painful wounds of the tens of Gen Zs who continue to be killed by security agency of Ruto's administration. In the strongest terms possible, I condemn this cowardly act by the killers and call for speedy investigations. Culprits must be brought to book. And then he went ahead and said the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Eliud Rangat, is the complainant and the one who ordered the arrest in the alleged crime that Mr. Ojwang committed of making a fair comment on his social media account on Mr. Eliud Rangat. He must take full responsibility of this particular murder. This is the same Eliud Rangat in charge of police sales. He is the same Eliud Rangat who ordered police to withdraw from a church service in Mweki on Sunday, 6th April 2025 to allow for the guns to attack me and congregants. He went ahead on another particular paragraph and said, suspending junior officers at Central Police Station is hoodwinking Kenyans for any meaningful investigation to be done. Mr. Eliud Rangat must be suspended immediately. I have heard the former deputy president talking about this. So this is not the first time. I cannot come out and pretend not to know that Rigathi Gachagua has been talking about this guy, Eliud Rangat. I don't know if they have some beef, I don't know. But I hear him keep mentioning him. And each and every particular moment that he mentioned Eliud Rangat, the government goes crazy about it. It looks like he knows something hidden about this. You know, some part of me, he kept on telling that I need to believe Gachagua. But you know, we are journalists, we need to do investigation. We wanna know if it is the truth. So I cannot clarify this, but the main part of me is telling me that Rigathi Gachagua is telling the truth. You know why? Because he was the part and parcel of the government for 2 years, 2 good years. He was part and parcel of the government, so he definitely know what was happening, what went wrong, what was going right. He definitely knew about these particular hidden agendas. He definitely know about the hidden forces of police. You know, he definitely know where people are being taken after abduction. He knew about the safe houses, who was commanding them, who was paying them, who was, taking everything. So, Gachagua cannot be mad. He could have kind of information, but I don't wanna to come out and say that I support what is happening. But let me say that whatever I need, it doesn't matter. I need justice to prevail at the end of it. We definitely need to have closure as the public. We want to know what happened. What are the steps going to be taken to these criminals? because there is a lot of criminal activities out there. And they are not talking about them, they are not addressing them, they are just silent about them. So crazy. Crazy. Let us dive deep on this particular post from Rigathi Gachagua. So he went ahead and said that DIG Eliud Ngat is personally operating Kamukoji Police Station and Central Police Station without the knowledge of the police IG, Kanja,